Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. Picking up today with the sad moving on after the loss of Nijiru in the last episode. We're going to be taking out another of our lower level crews, looking to get some of our level 4s here rested up a little bit before we bring them out. So I think it makes a little bit of sense to just de-stress. And so let's get Chaz here into the bar, and that should be pretty good. Ashley is going to have to spend her time in the sanitarium, but otherwise we should be fine. And that leaves us with 5,000 gold for a medium expedition into the cove. I think we'll be all right there. Want to do full food. These guys are all level 2 with the exception of Sir Francis, our leper, who is a little bit under-leveled. I like lots of shovels for the cove, considering that there are chests down there that require it. So we're going to do something like this. I think should be pretty good. Hopefully we're not so overstocked that we find ourselves encountering another collector again. Although, you know, the last time that part of the dungeon actually went pretty well, so maybe it'd be fine if we did. We shall see. We've got kind of a little bit of awkward and or interesting, depending on how you look at it, play between our Crusader and our Hellion.
Recover these lost shipments of rarities, that we may prevent them from falling into even less scrupulous hands.
They're both sort of vying for the second position to get off a lot of their skills, and they both have an ability that moves them forward.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
In order to make that happen. So we burned through half of our shovels within like the first 20 paces. Hopefully that's not an indication of things to come, but we will wait and see. Alright, and we are down here for relic gathering. I guess I should have paid more attention. We're going to have to hit that spot. So I guess I should have just gone that way. But we could pass through... Well, you know what? Let's actually duck down here real quick, see what this curio is. Probably something I'm interested in. We're going to halt. Or we're going to gut cleanse. Oh my god, I'm so glad I came for that. And then we're going to turn back around and head this way again. Go ahead and torch up. And you know what? I'm going to burn through lots of shovels real quick. Oh, bright tambourine. Alright, if nothing else, it is worth quite a large amount. I don't think that is super important to grab. Man, we got 2 traps coming up. Okay. Why don't we do this? Well, if Sir Francis use the holy water, he can use the resist more than anybody. And we may not see anything out of that, considering that I already know we've got 2 traps right away. Means we're not going to be encountering any battles. But those were basically free de-stressing for Wild Jester there. I can live with that. Then move up and onward. Now, now, all right, we're skipping the bag, but we're not going to skip the altar.
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Terrible decisions? Maybe. But, you know, this is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but...
A devastating blow.
I can't help but having the feeling that, like, hey guys, it's real important to remember, we are playing a video game, we are here to have fun. You know, people question constantly the, like, hey, you made this suboptimal decision here. There's only so many times that I can explain, like, oh yeah, you know, there's a very specific reason.
Grievous injury. palpable fear.
Have these specific skills on these specific characters. You know, I didn't plan on changing that anytime soon. Challenge runs are part of the fun of the game, right? Now, granted, we may die a horrible, horrible death here, but like it's a video game, and that's gonna be fine. We'll live. We will totally continue on. The anti-venom is probably worth it here. Now these guys get real scary real fast if not dealt with. I question whether... Well, I guess we're in a position where our leper, like, almost certainly has to deal with them. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move him. He was getting a bonus from the trinket, placing him in the front anyway, and we were about to Holy Lance, which would have put our leper in, like, a real bad place. Okay. So what I'm hoping for is burn down the Shambler real quick, and then probably rely on our Hellions. Barbaric, yeah. I couldn't remember the name of the skill. To, like, double stun the other guys. At least I'm hoping that it's going to work like that. Do 3 to 6 or 4 to 8. He's taking 6 per round. You know what? Let's do this. Sets up the Holy Lance again. Which isn't hitting for as much as I'd maybe like it to. You're 17, you're going to take 6. Beautiful.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Now! These guys are certainly no pushovers. They don't have much health, but they do have stupidly high protection. So what I really need to do here is, like, get the fight under control sooner rather than later. It's only 2 damage. Is it worth a bandage? Well, I'm gonna go for it. Big numbers. 11 is not bad. Then what I'm thinking is we break through here. She'll be in a position to yop next turn. And Kane is basically going to de-stress us a bit. 3 to 5, so we could get a kill on either one of these guys. Let's go for this one.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay, a little bit of stress. Not my fave. We do land the stun. I wonder what kind of reinforcements do Shambler sycophants call in. If we get a stalling penalty, am I going to see a Shambler arrive to reinforce them, considering we're in some, like, nebulous alternate dimension space right now? You know what? I'm just not going to play around.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Really? I got gold for that? Okay. Well, that was a super worthwhile Shambler fight. Excuse me. I was promised a ancestral trinket, I believe.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
Well, we are certainly in a great position now. My goal here is get rid of these guys and bed down for the night. And I'm thinking... He'll blow up real soon. You know what? Go for the yop. Go for the yop. We'll go for the chop.
Impressive.
That's a hell of a crit. Okay. Nah, man. Still got off the spearfishing. But 4 is not so bad. Really not. Could have really stood to do a tiny bit more damage there. Something like that would have been good. Okay. Massive overkill, but it's fine. Now...
Eradicated.
Beautiful. I'm loving the crits, if for no other reason than the de-stress, which we could certainly use right now. You know, this could kill him.
Press this
It
advantage.
does.
Give them no quarter.
And this could kill him. It doesn't. Alright. Well, fine. 6. A little bit of light, a little bit of de-stressing. Eat a brine to the face. You. I'm sure it sounds about as enjoyable as it was. Alright, healing up. It's only got 2 HP, so I'm not super concerned. I think this is a good opportunity for us to pass out some healing. I would do the self-heal here, but then Kane's not really in a position
Continue the onslaught.
where we could finish him.
Destroy them all.
Beautiful. Alright, time to camp.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Now, Crusaders have like real excellent de-stressing. Like a zealous speech basically rallies everybody, and then we're just like reset from all of the stress that we previously had. I might even ensure no nighttime ambushes, and then an accuracy buff to round us out. And I'd say we're pretty good. We know, of course, we're not going to be ambushed because we used a skill to prevent it. All we need to do is grab the relic.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And then start getting out of there. Now one thing, so I've started playing the PlayStation 4 version as well. If you've not checked that out, of course, a great chance to jump into a series. Episode 1 just went up a day or so ago. And one thing I've noticed, I'm not super comfortable yet with the map controls on the PS4 version. It took me a long time to figure this out on the PC, but the mousing over the objects would actually tell you, like, this was the object of your quest, this is just a curio. Like, this is not going to have one of the quest items in it, so we can ignore it. Those types of things. As far as I can tell, the PS4 version, the controller schema doesn't allow you to do that. That's a huge problem from my perspective. You know what? I'm throwing caution to the wind at the moment. Which is kind of a problem from my perspective. I feel like, you know, the... Okay, so right now, my head is just hanging in my hands with my eyes closed. Okay, so collector fight. This should be fun. There are always going to be things that the controller scheme of the mouse and keyboard is just better for, and maybe
The ground quakes.
Darkest Dungeon is one of those things. Of course, it could just be that I have, like, literally hundreds of hours on the PC, and I may have just grown accustomed to it, and they changed it, and now it sucks, you know, that kind of mentality. But I'm giving it a shot. I'm hoping that there is a way around some of the things. Maybe I just haven't figured it out yet. But I don't have high hopes that that's the case. Yeah, it's too much to ask to stun him twice, right?
Masterfully executed.
You know what? I would love if he did that, and so then I did this.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Oh, man. I thought my last fight against the Collector was easy. Alright, time to square away the riffraff, and then I think we are good here. It might have been smarter to break through and then
Well
yop,
struck.
but then again, we'll wait and see on that. Oh, 1 HP? Kidding me? It's okay. I took 6 damage, inflict a little bit of bleed. Yeah. Pretty much as you could hope for. Aw, man, another headhunt. Okay. Might try to stall this just a little bit. Wow. Get him back up to full HP. Yeah, maybe we won't. not a lot else to do.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Okay, what are we tossing? Work with me here, folks. I might be able to clear enough food. Not quite. I could toss 2 food. 2 food's not exactly an amazing amount. There's also this 50 gold, but I feel like that really just sort of, you know, kicks the can down the road a tiny, tiny bit. Because we're going to need a new gold stack sooner rather than later. We do, of course, still have our anti-venom, which is not going to be super useful. We can clean water with it, is really its primary purpose. I also wouldn't mind trying to burn through our torches just like as fast as possible. Nice. Of course, we're going to need space for it. Probably could have waited. You know what? Okay, let's get rid of the anti-venoms. Pass that down to here. We'll just skip the boss relief and another fight. We do need to get to... Oh man, are you kidding me? Into the room to see if there's anything there, though. Double stun? Double stun! Okay. And we're likely going to have to spend a turn moving people anyway. Okay. That sucks, but okay. Oh, man. Do I attack? Oh, that was not a good decision. Of course, I've effectively got my leper in a position where he just can't do anything right now, which sucks. And 4 to 6. Yes. I've got to kill this guy. Okay, gargling ground. I actually kind of expected him to explode on this turn, truth be told. Oh, he can't move back at all. Ooh. That is unfortunate. I guess. Alright, you're at 9. You gotta die, man. You need to do 6 damage to him. That should be super easy. 8. He'll bleed out before he gets to act. Pass out a little bit of healing. And wallop. Wallop should have been a skill, by the way.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Does wallop not feel like it should have been a skill? The jade's probably not worth it. And I can just toss. Okay. What do you got for us in this room? Nothing we needed. Almost feel like retreating from this fight. Like, 4 pelagic groupers is really one of the worst fights you can get.
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won.
So how much stress are we going to get from retreating and then walking backwards down an entire hallway? I mean, stay calm. This is not a rout. We are not retreating. We're just attacking in another direction. That's actually true at the moment. We were not retreating. We were just attacking in another direction. I think that's probably the first time I've ever done that in, like, the entire time I've played the game. Just gone, you know, I don't need to be in this room anymore. And turned around and walked away. Okay. These are all bad. So I'm looking for negative things to get rid of. This is real bad. Yeah, I think we have Wild Jester check this out. Legophobia, which did something bad, I'm sure. Awesome. It was one of our super expensive locked-in things. Remember how earlier I was going to play it fast and loose? Well, that came back to haunt me.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
How quickly our stress has risen, right? We went from, man, after this campfire, it's like we just got here, to retreat from a battle Get like 40 stress walking down the hallway. Oh boy. Scout's good though. Definitely. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Alright. Well, here's an example of, so we know that there's a wall here. Like, I would hate if I couldn't do this. If I was like, man, it could be down this hallway, but I know I've got to break through an obstacle to get to it. That would just be irritating. Not going to be able to do anything there. Without tools of iron, man. Time to start clawing. Indefatigable purpose time. Really? No quote? Oh, man. It's like my favorite, like, word I did not know. You know, like, thank you SAT prep, aka the darkest dungeon. But the without tools of iron line taught me the word indefatigable, which is probably one of the most badass words for untiring or unrelenting that you could ever possibly use. So we know we're coming up on the end of the dungeon, so food becomes less of a concern for any hunger events. We can just do that to heal, and then I guess we pass on the anti-venom and head inside. Oh, madmen. Not my favorite. Certainly not my favorite. You know what? Let's start with this. It's got a good crit chance. That's not one of them, though. Good dodge. Tell you what, why don't you make his life pretty miserable. Good. And then we'll probably manage to just crush everything but the Guardian, unless he barnacle barriers, which he did. Okay, so we hit you for 5 to 9, and of course we land the 5. Anytime it says 5 to 9, what it really means is 5. So we either do 4 to 8 there, or we do 3 to 5. Yeah, okay. Right decision. Anything that's an AoE bypasses the guard. Always keep that in mind. It means that we can get a kill there. Beautiful. Now, weakening curse. You're still going to be a pain to kill, but at least you'll do less damage while we're doing it. Okay. And Octocestus. Ow. Unfortunately, without him being in the 3rd rank, there's very little I can do here. So we'll de-stress somebody. Maybe Kane. Thought process here. If we can get him down low enough, like the other 3 are probably due for just some de-stressing back in town. If we can get Kane low enough, I might be able to skip out on having to pay for him. Just give him a few weeks off, that sort of thing. Alright.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And 50 gold. And our quest. I think, considering the state of our inventory combined with the state of our stress levels, we're probably calling it quits here. It's worth 250. Which is certainly more than 50 gold. Is it worth more than 2 keys? 20 each, so that's only 40. So I think that is the optimal choice. It's either that or a portrait isn't worth 40 gold. I think that's probably debatable. Nice. Back to the hamlet we go. All in all, not bad. I'm a little disappointed in that Shambler fight, honestly. Namely the reward from the Shambler fight, and its lack thereof. But otherwise, you know, we came in with a little over 14,000 gold. Heirlooms aren't bad. 12 crests. Alright, 2 level ups, and a lazy eye, a winded, misses the spot. Precise striker on an occultist, which is real weird. And tetanus that we'll certainly want to get rid of. Okay. But we did all the things we could do. Fought Shambler, Took on a collector.
Surplus. A rare and wonderful thing.
Met at the bridge by a jubilant crowd. The caretaker credits a thick fog and an early departure time for the wagon's safe arrival. Supply cost, provision cost. So, provision cost changed by 50%. But I mean, that's just good. It just, generally means it's going to cost less to set out on the next dungeon. But what are supplies exactly? This is all just cheaper. Okay. Supplies. Like, is it just they all what I would call provisions? Is there something else that we might call supplies? There's really nothing else you would buy. I don't know. That's strange to me. But either way, hey, 50% off on the provisioning screen. We're certainly going to have to send some guys into De-Stress Town for this next week, but I think we'll be taking out another group, and then I might look at what we can do amongst our level 4s. The real goal here is to get more level 5s so that our level 5s can become level 6s. You know how counting works. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to subscribe. There's lots more on the channel. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.